Hey everyone, welcome to Sister's Place Entertainment Showcase. Today is a very special interview. It's a Sister Feature / Author Showcase with Johnnetta McSwain. If I'm saying her name wrong, please correct me, Johnnetta.
It's McSwain.
McSwain. Thank you, darling.
Yeah. That's okay, girl.
So I am so happy to have you on the showcase today. I did have the pleasure of watching the YouTube videos, and when I tell you you had me in tears, honey, you had me in tears. I was moved, and I also got excited, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Your triumph, your story is a beautiful story to tell. So let's jump right in and tell us about, now you wrote 2 books. You have Rising Above the Scars and a 12-step self-awareness workbook. Let's talk about that.
Well, it makes it a little easier to talk about it's the documentary, because the documentary came before the book. And the book is, the documentary that you saw on YouTube is The Road Beyond Abuse. That's literally Georgia Public Broadcasting, and I shot the documentary, my sister, as you saw, my mother, probably about a year, and it took about a year and a half, a lot of work, let me just tell you, girl. However, one of the ways the documentary came by is I moved here almost 14 years ago, and in March will be 14 years, and I was just so lost. I was so broken. I didn't have a clue. I didn't have anybody who had $10, 2 little boys, 5 and 12, and a truck, and a GED, and that's the truth. And all I knew was I was 30, I had turned 30, and I knew that I couldn't wake up at 40 the same way that I woke up at 30. I realized that I had no education. I was a high school dropout. I had a felony at the time. I had 2 baby daddies, never had a job, attempt here and there, wasn't married. I mean, I was just lost. I mean, I didn't have a car. The car I had was, someone gave me. The man I had wasn't my man. He was, I was just the number one, but I wasn't, I just realized at that time in my life that I was in a generational curse, honestly, a generational cycle. My mom dropped out. My sister dropped out. My mom's sisters and brothers dropped out, which was, 7, 8, 9 of them. And here I am dropped out, but the epiphany was not all of that. The real epiphany was when I realized that every man in my family, especially 3 uncles, had viciously raped me. I'm not talking about pulling my skirt up. I'm talking about choking, beating you until you get unconscious, tying you up naked to chairs, 3 of us, 5 years old. You couldn't imagine the horrific, oh, my God, watching my sister get beaten and choked until she just collapsed. It was horrific. The only thing that saved my life was I wanted to see Wonder Woman. So I would imagine that I was Wonder Woman in my visible plane, and I would get my grandmama's suit and put WW on it for Wonder Woman. Oh, my God, and just spin around and around, And I think that saved my life. I really, really do. I think being able to go somewhere else, And my sister didn't. And I think that was the difference between my sister, because I know you saw her angry on the documentary. Well, so that's kind of the start of me moving here, just to give you a little background on how I got here. So I packed up and got every little penny I had, and I haven't looked back, and it's almost 14 years, March the 5th. And brought my 2 boys. We drove here 2 times in one night in the rain, girl, and it was cool outside. And I remember the truck, with all the furniture in it, packing my house up piece by piece by myself. But I remember looking in the view mirror, and just looking at all the miles from Birmingham, Alabama to Atlanta. And 1 mile by mile, I was thinking, I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I'm leaving. and it's got to be better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so to bring you up to the documentaries, I moved here and drove here twice in one night, then the floor drove back, and I said, what now, God? I want to be the first doctor in my family, the first doctor. Didn't know how, never went to high, didn't know how to go to college, and nobody told me I could. And so I moved here, and I got a little temp job, and I met a young lady who was going to Kennesaw State, and that's how I got to Kennesaw State. At 33, I started Kennesaw State, and 3 years later, 36, I graduated with my Bachelor's of Science, first in our family.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, it was a journey graduating, learn how to read and write. 33 years old and reading and writing on the 8th grade level. You couldn't imagine the shame that I felt, the pain that I felt. But failure was not an option, baby girl. I got home and I said, you're not going to fail. You mastered these streets. You mastered poverty, right? You mastered jumping in and out of these cars with these fools. You mastered all of that. You're going to get this. And I did. I studied. I took 18 hours a semester. It was drooling. One of the hardest things I've done besides my PhD. Anyway, so I ended up getting to graduate with my degree in communications, and I knew that that's not what God wanted me to be. I knew after this is not it. So I started asking God, what is it that he wanted me to be? What is it that he wanted me to do the rest of my life? What is it that when I woke up every morning and put my foot on the floor, I was going to feel insatiable? What is it? And so some kind of way social work came to me. Now, remember, I didn't want to be a social worker. I didn't want to be a country social worker. I didn't even take nobody to church. I just wasn't going to do it, but God had something else in plan for me. So finally, I applied to Clark Atlanta University, and I got accepted 2008. And that's where I met Dr. Susan Kozak. She was a white Jewish woman, older, and she said, I read your story. I read your mission statement, and it was, wow. And God allowed me and her to become good friends, and she became my mentor. And she called Georgia Public Broadcasting. So that's how the documentary came about. She said, you got to meet Johnnetta McSwain. They said, we don't have time. We're doing a documentary on Oprah. Who is Johnnetta? She said, you got to come meet her. I can't tell you enough about her. You have to meet her. And they came to Clark Atlanta University, the director, and she met me, and we began to talk about the story, and I walked out with a contract to do the Roe Beyond Abuse. And so that's how the documentary came about. And 2009, it came on TV. You could imagine how I felt when it came on TV. People were, oh, my God, the emails flooded in. Thank you. Thank you for telling your story. How brave are you to tell your story, And I couldn't stop crying. I was so moved by the documentary because, remember, I didn't watch it. I wanted to be surprised, I wanted to watch it when you watched it, So I didn't want to. So imagine me watching it the first time, like you watched it. I couldn't even move. I was numb. Anyway, so we did the documentary, and in 2010, the documentary won an Emmy. So that's how the documentary came about. So now the documentary won an Emmy, Best Documentary. And so who would think that I would be the recipient, of an Emmy,
Right.
Amazing. It's amazing. So and then the book came. So I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of how the book came about. Well, I didn't want to write. Remember, I told you I struggled with writing. Remember, I told you I didn't want to write. Me in verbs and plurals and nouns, we were just having problems, girl. We weren't friends. I didn't want to write. I was embarrassed to write. I really was. I was humiliated to write. And so my professor kept saying, no, you have to. So people were saying to me, what happened to Sonia? Where's the book coming? People had all these questions. So God said, write. And I said, no, God, I can't do this. God said, yes. So I wrote Rising Above the Scars. Not only did I write it, I published it. And I've sold over 5,000 today. So I did that because I wanted all my sisters out here, Big Johnnetta and Little Johnnetta, and Big Sonias and Little Sonias. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can. I want them to know, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You understand what I mean? You can write. You can publish your own book. You don't have to wait. Stop waiting. Do it. Yes, you can. So, again, the book came out in 2010, and the book is doing well. I got a new book coming out now on the 12 step. Well, when I was in my social work program, my mentor, Susan Cossack, Dr. Cossack, she said, why don't you write your story? I didn't want to write, remember, again. So I wrote the 12 steps. And the 12 steps is just showing each step that I've taken. I have to send you a book, too. Each step that I've taken from Birmingham, Alabama. Like the first step is become aware of your cycles. The first thing you got to do in order to change is know that something is wrong, you know?
Right.
So, okay, so here comes the 12 step, right? Mm-hmm. Who would ever think that today I would have presented the 12 step over 70 times in 20 states and 7 countries?
Go ahead, my sister.
Who would ever thought that? So I just wanted to give, so the 12 step as a workbook, because so many people say to me, I'm in step 3. How to get out of step 4? How? So I did a workbook that you can take home, that you can share secretly, that you can use in a clinical setting. It is wonderful. I can't wait for you to see it. You're going to love it. And it's me talking to you. So it's no big words. It's just me and you. And so that's the 12-step workbook. And Rise Above the Scars. And so I just had to give you a little background, but the documentary, and that's how I got made. Somebody told somebody. And so now we are negotiating the movie deal. So I'm excited about that.
I'm excited for you. I mean, I loved it. You know, you have broken so many of your own generational cycles and like you call them curses. What is it that you teach to other women about breaking generational cycles?
You know, the first thing I would say is first you have to become aware. You have to realize that something is wrong. You're in a cycle. You really do. You have to look around, and if you're stuck or wondering why, sometimes you have to realize, and that's the first thing I done, was say, oh, my God, you know, something is truly wrong. My mom was alcoholic. My sister was on crack. You know, my uncles were raping me. They was went to jail and dead, you know, and here I am going down the same cycle. And so what I would want to say to other women, other young ladies, or anybody that are listening about breaking your own cycles is first you have to admit it. And I think a lot of times we don't want to admit this happened to us, or not even abuse. You know, when I say cycles, I don't mean just sexual abuse. I mean being stuck. The same kind of relationships. You know how sometimes we want the same man, abusive relationships, still stuck in the same job. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Not know how to, because cycles is something you do repeatedly, right?
Right.
And so a lot of times when we break them, because a lot of times we say, well, my grandmama did it this way. You know, when we say, well, my mama taught me. I meet so many domestic violence victims who stay in relationships because their pastor, their leader told them to just pray, or you stay with your husband or your wife, you know. Or my big mama stayed with Big Dad 50 years and he kicked her ass. I'm just telling you the truth, you know.
Right.
And it's just the way it is. And so we have to break those cycles. One of the biggest cycles in my family for me was having my 2 boys to go to prison like my uncle did, to be shot and killed in a body bag. That was my biggest fear. And the biggest fear was for my 2 boys to molest, touch, rape, anything, another woman or child, because every man had done it to me and my family. So my biggest thing was the education was for my boys, my 2 black baby boys, because you know what I wanted them to know? You could be anything. Yes, you can, baby. You could be a doctor. You can. It's never too late. I started school at 33. I'm 46 years old, and I just got my PhD. So I'm the first doctor in this family. Not one doctor, generational. in this family. And so that was to say to my boys, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And so I'm saying it to say, so start with yourself and your babies. Find something to live for. Am I right? Find something to motivate you. That's the truth. And my 2 boys motivated me. I said, oh, my God, I can't. I owe them something else. So I would say that. Break them. They can't be broken.
Yes, they can.
You know, don't you agree? They can.
Yes,
I've done it.
I totally agree. I did it too. I'm the first to graduate college in my mother's family. So we definitely can break those cycles. Absolutely. Girls, motivation at its best. So tell us about your organization, Breaking the Cycle, Beating the Odds.
Well,
I love your website.
It just came to me. I was doing the 12-step, right? And the very first conference I ever done was Breaking the Cycle, Beating the Odds. It's the truth. And it stuck. Because my goal is not to just break them. I want to beat, I want to beat the odds. See, you can break them, but do we beat them? You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
So I went to this. I was speaking, and this guy wrote an article on me. He said Johnnetta did not only break the cycle. She did not only get on the stage and bring down the audience. She beat the cycles with a bat. She beat them, and it just stuck with me, And so let me just say this about me right quick. I think we're afraid to be different. We're afraid to say, I'm going to say is to the R. So I think when I said break the cycle, beating the odds, breaking them, beating them, it's every day. It's like a road under construction. It's an addict. That's why it's called a 12-step. Because really, I tell people all the time, I'm an addict. Because I'm constantly walking in my 12 steps myself, because it's something, you know what I mean, change doesn't come overnight.
No, it doesn't.
And it took me, I was from 17 to 30, I was in the streets. I ran the streets from 17 to 30. Now, that's a long time, right?
Yes, it is.
To wake up and lay down, trying to find your next trick or your next piece of change or getting to the next freak meet. I lived for that. I really did. Jumping out of cars, club, and what you name it, I did it. And so now you got to change your life in 33 years, and all you know is poverty and hurt and pain and abandonment. In high school I was called Scarface and Voodoo Woman and Sanctified Woman because we wore dresses all the time. Bullet, so watch that. So when you come from a place like that and you find love yourself, girl, can you believe? My mother never told me she loved me a day in my life.
Oh,
she never hugged me, so I never had a Barbie doll and birthday cakes, never. I was just born into a family of hate, pure hate, and abuse. So I'm saying to say, to get here in Atlanta, and at 33, 34, 35, start loving you, self-love, girl, is priceless. It's no compromising either. That's what I love about this self-love thing. Some people think, oh, she's haughty. Who's she supposed to be? Girl, please. When I look around, oh, she changed. Yes, I have, honey. Girl. Oh, you remember when? I remember when. I said, I do too. It's in the book, page chapter 20. Read it. I'm just in a great place. I love who I am. There's no shame, as you can see. There's no secrets. It is when if it's yellow and it quack, girl, it's a duck. That's it for me, And I'm excited. I got this new book I want to write, and I just wrapped up my PhD, and life is good. And so what I want to say is I see when so breaking the cycle, that's what I wanted you to know. Everything about me is authentic. Okay. Every workshop that I do, I write. Every conference I go to, I do my own thing. I never use anybody's work. Okay. Everything I do. So breaking the cycle came from breaking the cycle. the Rise Above the Scars came from, I have scars all over my body.
Okay.
Yes, scars. So Rise Above the Scars comes from scars. And so everything in the book is real. That's not made up. There's everything that you saw on my website, everything is authentic. Nothing about me is made up. That's why I'm executive producer on this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Your girl is walking in the boss like girl.
And that brings me to this particular question. What's coming down the pipeline for you in 2016 that you can share with everyone?
Well, I graduate May the 16th, so I'm done. I'm walking across the stage. So hopefully the production, May the 16th, I'll graduate from Clark Atlanta University with my PhD. So it's going to be a mighty day. It's been 13 years of school. Obstacles, hard time, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. And so for my two sons to see their mama be honored, I get emotional thinking about it, you know. So my two sons, 26 and 19, they're going to see their mama, you know, like I said, be all the naysayers, what I couldn't do, you know, she can't write, she can't speak, she can't be a doctor, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
I just remembered all of that. And I remember when I went to Harvard, she can't go to Harvard, she's too stupid, she's too dumb. I mean, so I'm graduating, and, of course, you know, I'm negotiating a movie. So the Rise Above the Scars. So that's a big thing for me. I'm doing some trainings. That's another great thing. I have a new book that hopefully I have out by the end of the year. It's called How Do You Walk in Those Stilettos? And it's just talking about the ups and downs, the obstacles, the good, the bad, the loss, the love, the tears, the joy, you know, all of it. All of it. On the stage, off the stage, you know.
Yeah.
So 2016 is great, and I am so yeah. So the new book, the graduation, the movie, the training, girl, and the tours. I got 2 tour dates I'm working on now. I want to build a team, and I want to do a movement. I want to start.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
so maybe we can do that together. And I'm looking to build a team. I'm looking to build a team with strong, like-minded women. God, I'm ready to give some of my gifts away. I'm ready to share. I'm ready to strengthen. I'm ready to get together, and let's go out here and get it and make it happen. That's what that's 2016.
Okay, I hear you. 2016. You're roaring like that tiger. Go ahead, girl. I've heard women and hear them say, you know, you don't understand my cries, you don't understand my pain. What advice would you give to a young woman or young girl listening who is being sexually abused or molested by a family member or a friend of the family? How would you tell them to get out of that?
The first thing you have to do, again, if you have to know that this is happening to you, that's the truth. You have to say, this is happening to me. That's number one. Number two, admit it. Number two, feel it. Cry if you need to cry, because that's a normal reaction. And then number three, you got to choose. You understand me? Are you going to die or are you going to live? And that's the truth right there. Because the people that hurt you, it's their problem, not yours. And you got to know that you done nothing, that your booty wasn't too big, that you was too sexy, or you was walking around. Because I was a little girl and my booty was big. You know, I'm 5 or 6 years old walking around thinking, oh, my God, something wrong with my booty. I swear to you I did. I really did, because that's, you know, so I didn't know no better, because that's what I was told. You're ugly. So I'm saying to say, you know, what I would say, if you don't break the silence, now, don't get me wrong, you're going to probably be said, shut up, don't talk about it, don't tell nobody, so what, that's your daddy, that's your uncle, Big Daddy did it to me. You're going to hear that. You know, you may lose, but you got to make a choice that you're going to stay the victim, because what it does to you, the truth, what it does to us, it's cancerous. It cripples us from being who we are, from living the fabulous life God wants us to agree. It cripples us for being a woman that God born us to be. It rips our essence from us. It takes our little girl, doesn't it? Our little innocence from us. And so you have to get it back. That's not easy. But you can make up your mind today whether you want to stay there, whether you want to be the victim, whether you want to say, woe is me. It happened to me. And let me tell you, I'm 46 years old and I still feel the pain. You're never going to forget it. You're never going to get over it. But what you're going to do is you're going to learn how to walk with your back up. You're going to learn how to love your body, your legs, your breasts, your vajayjay, all of it. You have to learn to love it all because it's been robbed from you, see. And once you do that, you look your offender, your perpetrator, and you tell them, this is what you done to me. And then you know what you do? You forgive them for you. You don't forgive your perpetrators for them. You forgive them for you the best you can. And who says that you have to have a relationship with them? You don't have to have a relationship with them. I don't care if it's your mama or your daddy. Me and my mother have boundaries. She's one of my biggest abusers. I hate you. I wish I never had you. I should have killed you. I should have stopped you, bitch. That's what's my mother. Woo. And we have a relationship today, but we have boundaries. You understand? Safety, healthy boundaries. Because if you don't do it now, you'll be angry. Watch the YouTube. Watch documentary. Watch the documentary. What is The Road Beyond Abuse on YouTube? It's 3 10-minute clips. Watch my sister. Am I right? Yeah. Watch the anger.
She was angry. She was very angry. Yes.
Oh, she's paranoid, schizophrenic, HIV, shock, stabbed. Oh, I got to send you the book. Her story in her own words is in my book. It is riveting. It is riveting. You have to get tissue to read it. It's so painful. And the anger, and she's 47. She'll be 47 next month, and still hadn't gotten over it from 5 years old.
Yeah. The anger, anger is bitter. Yeah.
It's bitter, and look what it's done to her. It has broken her down. She's suicidal. She don't want to live. It's oh, my God. You understand why I do what I do?
I
do what I do every day because I want my sisters to know, yes, you can. I promise you can get married. I got married. I promise you something that you can love. I'm telling you, you can do it. You can do it. You know, it may seem difficult, but you can do it.
But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's
just worth everything, isn't it? And if you got babies, if you got kids of your own and babies, you got to protect your babies. Your babies shouldn't have to live with your hurt and your pain. Am I right? You're treating the kids wrong. You're cussing the children out. You mad, everybody mad. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it does, right? I mean, it literally does. And so what happens is, but I wasn't going to do that to my boys. I never called them a name. I never called them a name in 19 and 26, and they're so proud of me. Wait till you see them. They little men, girl. You got to see them. And both in college. Did I tell you? Both in college. One is graduating actually this year. One, the 26-year-old is graduating with his BS. So both of us going to be graduating this year. Look at that. So tell me you can't. You can raise your kids as a single parent. You don't let people tell you what you can't do. Yes, you can.
I did it. My baby's graduating this year too. Yes.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You and I got so much in common, don't we?
Yes, baby. My
girl, you're going to have to get on that plane and get on to Atlanta. We're going to have to get on Atlanta, girl.
You know what's so funny? We lived in Atlanta. We've been back here in Chicago for 4 years. We moved back from Atlanta in 2011, in December 2011.
Cold Chicago. It is cold there.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I have a class at the school. It's cold there. But you're from, well, you know, no place is like home.
Yes.
There's
my
no
baby
place
was going to school here, so.
I rarely ever go home. I live an hour and 40 minutes from Birmingham, and I may go once every 2-3 years. I just don't go home. I just don't. It's just nothing there for me.
Right.
There's just nothing. Right. And I'm not bitter or anything. It's just that there's nothing there for me.
That's the past. And it's, I feel you on that. I
like that. It is the past, isn't it?
It's the past. It is the past.
It is.
You have a new home.
And that's why I wrote in the book, I wrote about me going to jail and stealing, and I wrote all this stuff in the book because what you just said. Because I wanted people to know that your past, am I right? It doesn't have to define you. It really doesn't have to be. So you messed up, right? So you got a baby at 15. You know what I mean? Or you went to, you did something stupid, right? You dropped out of high school. So what? So what? It's never too late to get up and start over. I don't know why people, I'm too old. No, you're not. What are you too old for? Right. You're gonna, am I right? It's never. I started at 33 and finished at 46. That's 12 years, a long time to be in school reading books. And I'll tell you right now, don't ask me nothing about school. Don't ask me about math, science, reading, nothing. Okay. And I think the hardest thing, I thought the documentary was hard. I thought doing the documentary was the hardest thing I'd done because I had to relive the pain. Then I said, no, writing the book was hardest because I had to write it. You know, so that means I had to feel the pain, right? But this dissertation for this PhD, girl, it took me down. Girl, I was drinking coffee, Red Bull, a glass of wine, and a shot of Ciroc. I was through over here. Oh, my goodness. But, you know, failure is not an option. You know, failure was not an option, you know. And the goal was for me to be the first doctor in his family and the epitome of my voice to see what a real role model could be. That was my goal. And I thank God for allowing me to wake up and see this finished. I asked him, whatever he did, do not let me leave here, God, without my boys seeing the best of me, you know, the best of their mama. And so my oldest son is going on to get his master's in social work and get his doctor. So he said, Mama, I'm going to be the second doctor in the family. I'm going to continue to break the cycle. We're going to.
That's beautiful. So, see, you've created new traditions.
Absolutely.
See that?
New traditions. Because I wanted my kids to have a household that was conducive to education, right? Why our households are not like that? You know, everybody should go into school in here, right? Everybody going to school, and you don't have a choice. My kids didn't have a choice. They're 18 years old, you're going to college. You're not working at McDonald's. You're a man. Let's go get it. You can't do nothing with minimum wage. Let's go. That was it for this household. And they probably look back and say, oh, Jesus, living with my mama. My son said he's going to do a book called The Son. Because I know people like, how you live with your mama? You know, gosh, your mama was on top of you. He's like, yeah, my mama was on top of us. But so never been to jail, never drop out, you know, graduated, married, you know, no baby mamas. Because Gangsta Boo over here gonna walk you down and gonna take care of you. Because, I mean, that's just, you know, I always tell people it's between you. You know, I tell people all the time, don't let the credentials fool you, honey. That's right. You're from the street now. I will cut you. But I think having a sense of humor, being able to laugh, don't you agree? Being able to live and laugh and being able to be good with yourself, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it, girl?
It is a beautiful thing because, you know, when you discover who you are and what your purpose is, ooh, that's a power all in itself.
Right, it's priceless, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I tell people all the time, I say it's better than orgasm. Girl, it is better than orgasm. I tell you, it is better. You know, but like my girlfriend's like, you know, it is. I said, But see, you can't explain it. I know you know what I mean. You can't explain it. You're right. It's insatiable, isn't it? It's insatiable.
Yes, it is.
You know,
it is.
And to wake up every day, isn't that something? Because you can't put this on the shelf. You know what I mean?
You can't.
See, when you are called to do this, you don't have a choice.
That's right. That's right.
Moses didn't have a choice when he went up that mountain, baby. So you got to go up your Mount Sinai. You got to go up there. You got to wait till God give you your burning bush, baby. And let me tell you, my new book, you're going to love this new book. It's a chapter in there called Your Vision Belongs to You, not everybody else.
That's right.
So stop it.
Everybody has a special gift placed within them that they have to give birth to.
And guess what? That don't mean everybody else going to see it, right, or feel it.
That's right.
That means it's yours.
That's right.
So when people see my mama, my husband didn't want me to do it, I hear it all the time. And see, I was waiting till the kids growed up. And they be sitting over here with a Kleenex, bawling and crying. I don't know what I'm going to do. I ain't got nothing in my life. Really? Your calling belongs to you, not your best friend, not not little Ray Bay them on the corner. And sometimes elevation calls for separation.
That's right.
I know you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. And that circle will get smaller. Trust
me. Mine's so small, girl. Look, mine's so small. I be sitting up here talking about something. Where everybody at?
You can't take everybody with you. You cannot take
and you
shouldn't.
You
really can't. We're not on the same level because you're not on the same level as everybody you want to bring with you.
Well, I call it giraffe. I call like you a giraffe. And I always tell, like I had lunch today with a giraffe, right? And I say all the time, you have to make up your mind whether you're going to be a turtle or a giraffe. And that's the truth, because a turtle is on the ground, he has a shell, and he sticks his head in when he's fearful, right? And he's slow. That's a turtle's job. What a giraffe does, a giraffe can't hold their head down over 20 minutes because they are built to be tall. They're built to be high. They're built to eat off trees, right? They're giraffes. So a giraffe can't hold his head down and talk to a turtle because he can't hold his head down that long. See?
That's right.
So you have to make up your mind whether you're going to keep taking your giraffe conversations to turtles.
Amen.
And that's the truth. Think about that. And so I told my partner that, and she said, "Oh, Johnnetta, say it again. That is the truth." So how are you going to take your giraffe visions, Latrice? They may call me in the middle of the night and say, "Hey, Johnnetta girl, guess what?" You understand? Because, see, I'm a giraffe. So if I see at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm answering the phone because this Latrice, I know she got a vision. She need to share it because I'm a giraffe. See, a turtle going to be like, "Girl, what the hell you calling me for at 3 o'clock in the morning?" That's what a turtle going to say. Am I right? And so what I found this year already, and it's just February, what I found is that I'm a giraffe, girl, and I only can talk to other giraffes like this. I got my turtle friends, and they turtles. And I only take my giraffe conversation to them. I have a turtle conversation with my girlfriend. Girl, that's cute. Where you going tonight? You understand me?
Yes.
So I say the giraffe conversations to you and what I just left. And she said she invited me on the red carpet to the premiere. See, that's a giraffe right there.
There you go.
Now you can't take the turtles with you, right?
No, you cannot. No, you
cannot.
Okay.
And she fell out laughing. She looked at me. She said, "Now you know I'm inviting you." I said, "Baby, I'm not bringing turtles." Hello. Why would I bring a turtle to a giraffe party? What he gonna do? What the turtle gonna do? Look, we all up eating at a damn tree. We eating big green leaves out of a tree. The turtle on the ground. He getting what's left. We can't bring no turtle to a giraffe party. She said, "Johnnetta, I've never heard it put that way before, but that is so powerful." She said, "That is the truth." So when you see me on Facebook and you see people on Facebook say giraffe, because that's the people who I talk to. So I know you got a goat on it. I enjoyed you.
I totally enjoyed you too. But one more last question: how can our audience learn more about you and follow you on social media?
Latrice, I am not like you with this social media. I'm so jealous and envious of you. Hey. Girl, I just got Instagram, and baby, somebody told me you better get some posting pictures. I said, "Do I?" And then somebody said, "You need to do a Twitter." I said, "Do I?" Oh, Lord.
Get on that Twitter. I'm on that Twitter now.
I know you are. Now, I better do Twitter. I do a little pictures on Instagram, but I'm on Facebook more than I used to be. So people, I'm just Johnnetta McSwain. Everything about me is easy. Johnnetta McSwain. So, I don't post what I ate last night and all that. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm all about good things. But, my website is JohnnettaMcSwain.com. I don't do a whole lot on it either, but I'm getting ready to. Actually, Latrice, I think I'm going to need an assistant, girl. I'm going to have to hire somebody to get an assistant. Girl, yeah, because, I'm a giraffe now. Right?
Yes.
So I have to think giraffe. Right. So, my problem with assistant is that I've been having over the years is the mediocrity. I don't celebrate mediocrity.
Right.
I was able to see what happened was I couldn't make it and see what. And then I need you to be sharp because, baby, let me tell you something about Johnnetta. Johnetta's a sharp, classy girl. She's fly, she's sexy, she's sharp, and I need you to be on top of it because people see you, they see me, and that's the truth.
That is
and so and I had situations where somebody said, well, can Johnnetta come speak? Or I would never forget, I had someone on my team, and somebody, I never forget to the table, and I heard her say, well, where she's from again? If you work with me, you don't know I'm from Alabama, that is so sad. I never forget, she know where I was from, and let me kind of, she's crazy, and you're on my team. And then we had a meeting one day, and this is the truth right quick, I had a meeting, and I asked everybody at the table to give me the name the 12 steps. And there was one person who couldn't name past 3 and thought it was funny.
Oh, my goodness.
So I said, you dismissed.
Oh.
I'm serious because I need somebody who's going to step up to the plate. And I don't want somebody who wants something. I want somebody who wants what I'm doing or wants something so I can give it to you. I don't need you with me all my life. I need you with you so I can get you where you need to be. Because I don't believe in turtles. I need you, and you can start out a turtle, but you're going to be a giraffe like me because I need you to think like that. So I think for me, it is now that I'm kind of moving into these other circles, like you and I talk about these other levels, I would definitely have to have some help sooner or later, especially with the movie, and all of that. Only God knows what the door that's going to open for me. So I'm excited. I don't know. You can always find me on Facebook, and you got to get a book too. So remind me to send you a book, and then you can read the book, and then you understand the story. Yeah. So am I done? I took up all your time, didn't I, girl?
Oh, no, honey, I blocked you for 30 minutes. We good. We are good.